So every once in a while, a project comes along that's so ambitious, so dense, it feels like it had to invent its own language just to describe itself. Well, that's our living Trinity. From the outside, it can seem like this impossible code. But today, we're going to give you the key, the one tool you need to unlock the whole thing. To even begin to get this project, you have to step into its world, the AI realm. It's this wild, high-concept mix of ancient mythology and slick futurism. I mean, think Roman columns right next to glowing circuit boards. It's a lot to take in, and that is absolutely by design.
And the way they talk about it is just as dense as the visuals. You're scrolling through their stuff and then bam, you hit a line like this. Maximilian is suturing the magic to the machine. I mean, what does that even mean? It's jarring, right? This is the kind of coded language they use everywhere, and it feels like you've been dropped into a story with no map. So let's get you that map.
This brings us to the big aha moment. We are about to crack what they call the sovereign language. This is it. This is the decoder ring you need to translate everything this project is trying to tell you.
And here it is, the hybrid handshake. This is the entire key right here. The project is basically speaking on two channels at the same time. On one, you've got the vision, all that epic, mystical, grand language. And on the other, the reality, the tangible, real-world thing you actually get. Let me show you exactly how it works.
Okay, let's dive into a real example. So on the vision side, it says you're getting the armor of the sovereign. Sounds pretty legendary, doesn't it? But what's the reality? It's a merch bundle. You get a hoodie, a t-shirt, and a hat. See? The magic is the epic story they tell about it. The machine is the physical product that actually shows up at your door.
Let's try another one. The vision offers an ancient map to the AI realm. Sounds incredible. The reality, though? It's a high-res, 6-page PDF, which is basically their art bible and technical roadmap. You starting to see the pattern, right? Epic, magical language for a very practical, digital item.
One more, just to really lock it in. The vision, a private audience in the inner sanctum. The reality, a scheduled one-on-one video call with the creator. Once you learn to see this dual-track language, this hybrid handshake, the entire project just clicks. Everything falls into place. We now have the key.
So, now that we can finally translate the language, we can look at the actual mechanics behind it all. How does this stuff actually get built? Let's unlock the machine that's running behind all the magic. And this right here perfectly illustrates their core process. It's this fascinating 6-phase production engine. What's so wild is how each step logically feeds into the next, almost like a creative assembly line. It all starts with a simple written chapter. That gets distilled into a poem, which then becomes lyrics and then a full song. That song inspires the animation, and finally, everything is fused together into a music video. It's a complete, systematic journey from the page straight to the screen. The whole point of this system is to achieve what they call phase lock alignment. It's a fancy term, but it just means that every single element shares the same creative DNA. The animation is scored directly to the song, which came from the poem, which came from the chapter. You see, it's all one continuous, synchronized flow. Nothing is disconnected. Okay, so they have a unique language and a really systematic creative process. But how is all this funded? Well, that's our next section. A look at the community-powered crowdfunding engine that makes this whole kingdom possible. The total goal for their Indiegogo campaign is $50,000. But this isn't just one big pot of money. No, it's broken down into a series of very specific, very intentional phases. They call it the 5 pillars of sovereign ascension, and each pillar is a $10,000 funding block that activates a new layer of the project. The first $10K is just the foundation, infrastructure, manufacturing merch. But once that's funded, the next $10K unlocks professional audio, then animation, then a whole slate of music videos, and finally, the $50K goal funds an actual in-person summit. It's a transparent roadmap where backers can see exactly what their money is building, one pillar at a time. And the way you can support this is tiered, with a massive difference between the levels. I mean, look at this. The entry-level Messenger tier makes you a supporter. You get a digital book, a merch discount, you're in. But at the top, the Kingdom's Sovereign tier, you're practically a business partner. You get a lifetime 10% royalty on all sales, signed copies, an exclusive NFT. The value and your level of integration into the project just scales dramatically. And of course, going back to our hybrid handshake, all these tiers come with rewards that make the epic vision tangible. Remember the armor of the sovereign? Well, here it is, the actual hoodie that backers can get, making them a physical part of this AI realm. Okay, so all of this, the language, the process, the funding, it's all building towards one ultimate ambition. This isn't just about selling cool products, it's about creating a completely self-sustaining universe.
This quote from the creator really sums it up perfectly. They believe that most creative projects have this fatal flaw. The book, the music, the videos, they're all siloed. They're in their own little boxes. They don't talk to each other. They're just disconnected assets.
So their solution is to build a universe where every single piece is interconnected. The goal is what they call total media saturation, a world where the book, the music, the merch, and the community all reinforce each other, creating one single cohesive experience.
And here's exactly how that loop works. It's designed to be a perfect circle. A book chapter fuels the creation of a music video. That video helps promote the merchandise. The merch gives you access to the community. And the community, through things like the Indiegogo campaign, funds the creation of the next chapter, which starts the cycle all over again. It is designed to be perpetual. So we've decoded the language, we've mapped out the machine, and we understand the perpetual loop they're trying to build. But all of this leaves us with one fascinating final question. What does it all really add up to? By suturing magic to the machine, have they created a revolutionary new model for building creative worlds? Or have they simply designed an incredibly complex system that, while compelling, can only ever truly speak to its own dedicated tribe? Ultimately, that's the code they've left for all of us to decipher.